morning for our third beginners class. So we're going to start as we always do, just with our feet flat on the mat, standing up as tall as we can. Nice big breath in, just letting those arms relax down by our side. And then on the exhale breath, we're going to roll down. Bending those knees, letting the arms hang heavy. We're going all the way to the floor. Big breath in when we get there. Exhale, pull your tummy to your spine, rolling up, straightening up the knees. And we're all the way to the top. Let's go 2 more times. Bend the knees. Think about the knees going over the second and third toe of each foot. The 2 toes next to the big toe. And your last one. Make sure the knees are not heading towards each other. You're keeping your tummy pulled into your spine, especially on the way up. Once we're up, let's float those arms out to the side. We're moving straight into some side bends, breathing into tilt, breathing out on the way up. In to tilt, out on the way up. And we just want to start to warm up our bodies, check in with how we're feeling. We want to reach a little bit further with each tilt. And remembering how this feels, hopefully by the end of class we'll be feeling a lot looser, a lot better. Inhale, tilt, exhale up. Inhale, tilt, exhale up. We'll make the next one the last one to each side. And then let's come up through center, turning those palms to face the ceiling. Bend the knees. Feel that stretch in the calf muscles. Let's go for a double twist. Back to center and double twist. So I'm trying to keep everything nice and stable from the waist down. Twisting through the waist. Keeping your core strong. Knees over toes. And we'll make the next one the last one to each side. And then we'll do a quick standing balance here, but we're going to warm up the feet first. So just taking the hands onto the hips, nice and tall. Make sure you're honoring all the natural curves in your spine and not overarching that back. We're going to pull up those kneecaps, pull up the quads, rise up onto the toes, and lightly touch the heels on the floor. We rise up, lightly touch. So we keep the body weight forward. Just a chance for us to warm up our ankles before we do some single leg balance work today. 5, 4, 3, keeping the pelvis where it should be. 2, and 1. Good, give the feet a bit of a shake. So we're going to turn to face the side. Just going to do a basic balance today. Arms out to the side like so. I'm going to take my weight onto my right leg. That's the leg at the back, but you can choose whichever leg you like. And I'm going to swing it forward so that it's about 45 degrees. Then I'm going to press it back, and as it presses back, I'm going to tip my body forward. So I'm aiming to get parallel to the floor, and then I'm going to come all the way back up, swinging this leg through to 45 degrees. Let's try again. Swing it back, keep the core strong, keep the shoulders and the hips square, pitching the body forward, maybe parallel to the floor, maybe not all the way, depending how you feel today. We're going to do it 4 times. Press it back. Woo. So your hamstring, your glute, is going to press that leg up. It's going to tip you forward. You're going to come all the way back up, and we're going to do that 1 more time. Nice and strong. Over and up. Place that foot down, give it a bit of a shake, and we'll do the same to the other side. Not to worry if we get the wobbles. Arms out, weight over on my back leg. Going to swing my leg forward, and now carefully press it back, press it up, tipping the body forward, And let's come all the way back up. 3 more, just like that. Shoulders, hips square. Parallel to the floor. Up we come. We've got 2 more to go. Last one. And here we are. Well done. Your standing balance is over. We're going to come down onto our knees for a bit of a stretch, a beginner stretch, and then we'll get stuck into the Pilates exercises. So we're just going to step down to the mat onto our knees, one knee at a time. If you want, you can pop a cushion or something under your knees if you feel uncomfortable, if your mat's not very squishy. Then we're going to step one leg forward like so, and we're going to find our lunge position. So I've got my right leg forward. Here we are. Pressing our pelvis forward. We've got both hands on our front knee. We're feeling that really nice stretch out of our hip flexor and our psoas. We're going to take our left arm up. So I've got my left leg back, left arm up. I'm just going to add a slight back bend into this stretch so I can really feel that amazing stretch out through my psoas. And then I'm going to lean slightly over to the right side. And that will just get right in there. Feels amazing. Pressing those pelvises forward. And we're going to take both hands down either side of our front foot. And we're just going to start to move around a little bit here. So the idea is that there aren't any rules. We're just moving around to see what feels nice. I'm going to heel toe my right leg out to the side of the mat and just maybe roll to the outside edge of my foot. Just moving around whatever I think feels good for me this morning. And then I'm going to heel toe this leg back to where it was, come back through my lunge, and we're going to do the same to the other side. All right, so nice big step forward and hands on your knee, just easing into it, especially if you're feeling sore or tight in your hips. Oh, breathing. We want to lift our chest up to the roof. Nice. I'm actually going to start moving around a little bit here just because it feels good. Oh, and then take my right arm up. Add a little bit of a back bend here. And then maybe over to the left as well to get right into that psoas. Trying to breathe normally. We're going to bring both hands down either side of our front foot, and we'll just start to move around here, whatever we think feels good. And then we're going to heel toe this left foot to the side of the mat and just continue to move around, maybe rolling out onto the edge of your foot, whatever you think you need. And then we'll come back through our hip flexor stretch, so heel toe that foot back to where it was. One last little lunge here. And we're going to come back all the way down to the mat. So let's just spin around. We're going to lower our bodies all the way so that we're lying flat on our back here. So remember that we want our hips, knees and ankles all aligned. We don't want this sort of happening or this. They should be exactly like so. And if you're not sure how far away you should have your feet from you, here's a little tip. You shouldn't be able to reach them while you're lying on the mat like so. But if you lifted yourself up and did a little tilt, they should be round about there. You should be able to touch them or at least nearly touch them. And then once you've got that, let's find our neutral spine. Remember that diamond trick I showed you in the previous classes? And there's a small gap underneath the bones of our lower back. So don't worry about the muscle and the skin and everything else on top. We're just worried about our bones. Okay, let's move. We're going to pelvic curl. So pressing that lower back into the floor, pressing the feet down into the mat. We're curling up into a bridge, squeezing the glutes here. Breath in, rolling down, bone by bone, back to neutral. Breath in, rolling up. Breathing in at the top, rolling down. So we want to be careful on the way up that we're not letting our knees fall open. Use those inner thighs to keep them where they should be. Try not to press it to the floor. We don't want any tension in the neck and shoulders. Rolling up, breathing in here, rolling down. So make sure we give those glutes a nice strong squeeze on the way up. Keep them squeezing all the way down, finally releasing them as we come back through neutral. Rolling up, squeezing here, rolling down. Breath in, rolling up, breathing in, exhale, rolling down. Let's do 2 more times. And last one. Rolling down. Let's leave that lower back attached to the floor. We're going to take one leg up and then if we can, the other one beside it. You can either squeeze the knees together or you can have them slightly apart. I like to keep my knees together. It just makes me feel a little bit more secure. Take those hands behind the head, elbows out to the side, draw the ribs together, suck that tummy in and lift and lower. So exhale, we lift, pulling that tummy down and lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And as we lift, we're really flattening out those abdominals. We want to build some body heat, which is pretty easy to do when we're doing an abdominal series. If you need to at any time, place your legs back down on the mat and return your pelvis back to neutral. If you get tired, if you just need a break, it's perfectly fine. You can build yourself up to being able to keep your legs lifted. Look, I'm going to teach you how to use a stretchy band to make having your legs in the air a little bit easier. And we'll also use it for a bit of arm work today. Maybe just 2 more times. We can definitely feel our abdominals now. And 1, let's lower one leg, then the other, release down to the mat. Good, hands by our side, bridge. We're gonna hold here. We're gonna test our strength and see if we can maybe lift one leg up off the ground, but we're gonna go in stages. So we're gonna peel our front heel up off the mat like so, and take the weight over to our back leg, so my left leg. If I feel like I can, I'm just gonna rest my big toe on the mat here so that all my weight is in my back leg. Then if you feel okay, you're gonna take that leg all the way off the mat and just hold. If not, just leaving your toe resting on the mat. And let's place it down, even up our bridge, ready for the other side. So in stages, lifting your heel. If that feels okay, up onto the big toe, and then finally all the way up and place it down. So if you're able to get your leg all the way up, we're just going to march side to side like so, trying not to let our hips get any lower to the floor, any closer to the floor. If you're not all the way up, you're just rising up onto your toe, then lowering down, rising up onto the toe and lowering down. Choosing a level that works for you. Bridging, single leg bridging is always hard, so don't be disheartened if it's feeling impossible. It does get easier, but it's always a challenge. Okay, so we're going to go one more time each side. Both feet down. Let's roll down and leaving that lower back attached to the floor. Take the arms out to the side. We're going to lift our legs into tabletop and squeeze them together. We're going to tilt to one side, not too far, back to center. Remembering you've always got the option of leaving your feet on the ground and just tilting your knees side to side. Inhale over. Exhale back through center. Inhale over. Exhale back through center. So you can see I'm keeping my arms and my shoulders on the mat, but I'm allowing my pelvis to tilt. That's away. Making sure when I come back through center that I'm trying to keep my lower back, my whole spine onto the floor, onto the mat. So next time my legs are coming towards the front, towards the camera, we're going to lower them all the way down to the floor without flopping. So lots of control, lowering down, onto there. Leave your feet on the mat, like so. Up we come. We're going to carefully lower down to the other side, find the floor, relax the legs one on top of the other, and then looking over your other shoulder. Try and keep the feet down, the knees down. Try not to have them sticking up into the air. If your opposite shoulder's nowhere near the ground, if you're sort of up like this, you can just bring your arm across your tummy like so. That's just a little bit less of a shoulder, shoulder thing if you do have sore shoulders. All right, so pulling that tummy in with either the legs on the floor or lifting up. We're coming back through center and we're going to lower the legs down to the mat. So if it's time to grab our TheraBand, and we're going to probably easier to lie down first, I think. You're just going to place the band around one foot and then the other, like so. So try and keep the band flat around your feet. It actually is just easier to control what the band is doing, and also will satisfy your OCD if it's not rolling around. So we keep the feet flexed if you can, and it's perfectly fine to have your knees bent. So what the band does is it gives us a little bit of help when we have our legs up in the air. It's easier to hold our legs in the air when we've got a band. So the thicker the band, the heavier the band, the more help you're going to have for this exercise. So I'm going to take it about halfway, my hands halfway, and then I'm going to lower my elbows down to the mat. So straight legs, bent legs, I don't mind, whatever you like. And obviously you're going to feel your lower back driving down into the floor. Inhale, we're going to lower the legs just a little bit. And exhale, back to 90 degrees. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back to 90 degrees. Lower, up to 90 degrees. So you can see that if you didn't have the band, it would be a lot harder to control what's going on. So the band is going to be your friend for this exercise. You would probably choose a lighter band if you were using your arms, which we will be doing in just a sec. So you can play with how low you take those legs. If you're feeling super strong, I suppose you could go all the way down to the ground. You just want to be really careful of your neck and your shoulders and your back there. My advice would just be to stick to 45 degrees. And we'll do 2 more. And last one, and then we're going to lower the legs all the way down, but we're not coming back up. So try not to let your head lift like this when we lower those legs. We're going to start to lower them, keep the elbows bent until the feet hit the floor. And then you can straighten out your arms and keep hold of that band. So we're going to do some roll-ups, and I'm going to show you how the band is going to help you with those roll-ups. So we're going to nod the chin to chest. We're going to roll up slowly. Try not to pull with your arms. The band is going to help us. Round the back, sitting tall. Rolling down, back the other way. Band is our friend. It's helping us with the hard part of these roll-ups. Round the back, sitting tall. Let's roll down. Nice to see that I'm covered in cat hair as per usual. I'm sure any of you cat lovers out there understand. My cat loves to sit on my mat all the time when I'm not on it. And therefore I wear black and am covered in hair constantly. He's actually, well, he's mostly black, but he's got white on him too. And I swear it's just the white hair that falls off. Rolling down. I just talk like this to distract from what we're doing, from the pain. Round the back. Sit tall. This will be the last one. I sort of half lied to you there. We have to finish in a sitting position, so one more, up we come. And we'll continue to face the way we're facing. I'm going to loosen the band up. So if you've got a lighter band, you can swap to that. This is kind of like a medium band, so I'm just going to stick with this one. And the most important part is that we sit up nice and tall. So if you need to bend your knees in order to do that, please do so. So I'm going to take the hands out to the side. I'm actually going to turn kind of side on so you can see what's going on. Up as tall as I can. I want the collarbones nice and broad. A little squeeze between my shoulder blades. And I'm going to bring these arms up to shoulder height. I'm breathing in to lower. So depending on how you're feeling today, maybe you don't want to take your hands very high. Maybe you prefer to take them low. Your choice. We feel different every day of our lives, don't we? So it's important to adapt things to suit the way we're feeling each day. We keep a soft bend in our elbows. And we make sure those shoulders don't creep up around our ears. Don't get me wrong, this is a challenging exercise, especially if you've got a slightly heavy band. We want to lift our spine up and out of our pelvis, like we're growing it taller. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Good. Woo. Starting to feel that in my shoulders. I'm going to shorten up my band now. Take it about halfway. This time, a lot easier. I'm going to pull the elbows behind my body and slide them forward. Exhale, pull. Inhale, slide forward. So we're trying to kind of engage the muscles between our shoulder blades. Rhomboids, lower traps. Give them a good squeeze as you take those elbows behind. And we'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, loosen off the bands a little bit. We're going to turn the palms to face the roof, and I'm going to press my feet forward into the band so that it doesn't slip. I want to keep my elbows lifted as I move through a bicep curl. Remember, if it's too much, lower the elbows down. That's going to make it a little bit easier. But if you can, keep the elbows lifted. Keep open across your chest. And we'll do 3 more times. Keep those elbows up if you can. Shoulders back. 2, and 1, and release. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to take my jumper off. We're going to cross the band over our feet, palms facing the floor. This is the last one in the series. a nice one. Lifting the elbows up, squeeze between those shoulder blades and release. So this is the best exercise for really feeling those muscles between the shoulder blades working, in my opinion. Easiest way to feel them. You just want to watch that you're not scrunching up your shoulders. And we'll do 3 more times. And we're nearly done. 2 and 1. And relax. Give those shoulders a bit of a roll. So I'll take the band off. We're done with the band for now. And we're just going to slink down onto our tummies for a bit of back extension here. So hands underneath our shoulders this time. Resting the forehead on the mat. My legs are together. I'm going to press my pubic bone into the ground. As we know, that's the best way to find that neutral spine here and protect our lower back. Squeezing my elbows together behind me. I'm going to use the floor, but not too much, just to help me lift, not too high, a little bit of the way, and then lowering down. So we're going to lift the chest and lower. Lift and lower. So I am using my hands a little bit, but I'm mostly trying to focus on my back extensors. I'm focusing on keeping my pelvis in the right spot. I'm really engaging my lower abdominals. I've got a little bit of a glute squeeze to protect my lower back. And if you're feeling fine in this exercise, you want to go a little bit deeper. We're going to use the floor and we're going to come up a little higher. Just watch we don't elevate the shoulders. So we breathe in, coming up, and we breathe out on the way down. Breathe in, keep those elbows in, and lower. We definitely don't need to get those arms all the way straight. Kind of regretting wearing this jumper now. Got lots of body heat going on. Might take it off after this one. Just before the plank, I think. It's a good time to get rid of the jumper. Lift and lower. We'll make the next one the last one and we'll hold it for just a few seconds. We want to find length between those vertebrae. And let's lower down. Good. Before we sit into our back stretch, we're going to get our plank out of the way. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so for the first 2 classes, we've kind of learned about the correct way, correct technique for planking. So actually today we're going to try it up on our hands because we've been focusing on the elbows. So we start in a crawling position. We want to take one leg back. Make sure you're feeling stable here. You're pushing that floor away. Slide the shoulders down. Pull the tummy in. We're just going to think about lifting our other knee up off the mat. So putting a bit more weight into this back foot. If that feels good, you don't feel like you're going to slip and you feel strong, let's lift the other leg back up. Important to keep the glutes squeezing. Let's bring our other knee in and have a quick little rest. All right, let's try again. Lift it up and pulling our front knee in, resting. And up we go again. Nice and strong and stable. And pulling our other knee in. So we'll keep alternating our knees. You can go this pace, or you can go a bit slower, or you can go a bit faster. It's your workout, you choose. And if you want, we can just hold this nice strong plank here. I've got a soft bend in my elbows. Good. Can we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees in. Sitting back on those heels, stretching out the back. Tuck the chin right in. Maybe wobble side to side a little bit. I'm going to take both hands around to one side and then I'm going to lean into the stretch here, shifting my hips off the side of my heels a little bit. And we'll do the same to the other side. Leaning into it. Oh, love the stretch, feels so good. Back to center. I'm just going to roll up. So as we always do, we're going to step up onto our feet without using your hands. And here we are, ready to finish our class. So standing up nice and tall, letting those arms hang heavy by your side. Breath in, exhale, we'll roll down. So we're just finishing the same way we started, with 3 roll downs. It's a lovely way just to gauge how far we've come in class and how your body feels from the beginning to the end. Nice big breath in, last one, rolling down. Pulling the tummy in, rolling up. And we're all done. Thanks everyone for joining class 3 of the beginner series. Hope you are starting to feel more comfortable with Pilates now. And if you are and you're ready, please go ahead and start trying out some of the other classes on the website. I'm sure that you'll love them. Okay, thanks. Have a great day everyone. Bye.